Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Mandy, and I have every intention of doing a reading here tonight, okay? But I also kind of really want to watch Stranger Things. So I'm going to use this penny as my divination tool, and I'm going to flip a coin to find out if we're doing a reading tonight or if we're watching Stranger Things, all right? It's fair, it's fair. Okay, so it's not a trick penny, okay, just so you can, it's not a trick, okay? And I don't want to know. Okay, I don't want to know. So spirit is, I don't want to know. Okay, so here we go. Okay, heads is going to be, I do a reading. Tails will be Stranger Things. Okay, here we go. Heads, we're doing a reading. Okay, I'm going to light my candles. I'm going to light some shit. Hello again, welcome back. We have our candles lidded. We've lidded our candles, and we are going to do a reading. Yay! Stranger Things can wait. It's fine. It's fine. No spoilers. Okay, you guys. So Firefly reading. Firefly reading is just a general pop-up reading. Basically, I'm going to shuffle. Whatever cards come out. Please do not try and fit this reading into a box. If it does not resonate with you or the life situation that you're in right now, then this reading is not for you. Try again another night, another time, try another video, another reader. And if it does, then I hope that there's some guidance here for you, and I hope it's helpful. All right, so, Spirit, for my fireflies, what is the energy? What are we talking about tonight? So the first one that came out, we've got Weight of the World. These are such pretty cards. Weight of the World. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. And we have Called, Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Okay, and then we've got You Got the Love. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So I'm actually going to read these guys because I'm not super familiar with this deck. And then we'll get into some more, but Weight of the World here. You don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. You got to put on your own oxygen mask first, you know what I'm saying? This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing so is likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you shouldn't switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you're not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. And the question here, the Starseed Soul Inquiry is, what are you carrying that isn't even yours? So, my little empaths, my little take on everybody else's energy, and oh, let me do this at work, and oh, sure, let me help you move, and oh, like, yeah, I've got like half an hour in my crazy busy day, but sure, let's do lunch, let's fit that in. Just keep packing that right on the old shoulders. Not. It is a beautiful thing that we care so much. It is such a beautiful thing. But sometimes our hearts are so big that we are only ever thinking about others. It's like compassion to a degree that is not healthy and definitely not sustainable. It might be pure of heart, but at the same time, if we don't know how to put on our own oxygen mask first, that's a big red flag energetically from the weirdos upstairs. You know it. They're like, I was like, what Stardust am I from? Anyway, yeah, so we want to make sure that we're setting clear boundaries with people, making sure that, you know, the people in our life, the relationships, the people at work, people we wait on, you know, that we're just setting some clear boundaries so that we're not letting the energy affect us. And we've got called. Why can't we let the energy affect us? Because we've been called. We have a calling to something more. And when our energy is depleted, we aren't able to step into our life purpose. This really reminds me of when I used to live in LA, and I was just working a million jobs, just trying to survive. And I was, you know, super loyal at work, and, you know, I was just trying to do all these things, and all of my passions and my pursuits just fell to the wayside because I didn't have any energy left to give. So it's really important right now that we're setting clear energetic boundaries. Oops, low battery. Let me just plug this mother in. Setting clear energetic boundaries so that we are not just kind of living in zombie mode for the next 20 years. Okay, because we've got purpose. Got lots of purpose and destiny and things that we want to do with our lives. Okay, but let me read it. You came to Earth with a double mission. To grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. To grow as a soul and then to bring out a shift in consciousness. So most people, I feel like, are here to like evolve a little. Okay, this is a pretty special purpose. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some of you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and to share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here, this is why we're not watching Stranger Things, is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap and consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. Okay, so for all of you creative people out there feeling called to a like stronger purpose, bigger purpose, trust that if like you have really strong purpose this time around, that you've done this lifetimes before. Maybe you sing, maybe you dance, maybe you act, maybe you create businesses, maybe you, like there's a million different things, million different talents that we, all have. And so you probably mastered them all in past lives. So if there's something that feels calling to you, like, oh God, that basket weaving, I just want to like get into it. Like go for it, because you probably lived next to the Red Sea or something and we're fucking making braided weaves and like there went Moses. Like, I don't know. All the stuff that comes out. Definitely you saved Moses' ass and now look at us. Hallelujah. So you have a calling. All right. Here's your Starseed Activation. I want you to put your hand on your heart. I want you to close your eyes. Deep breathe. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following, okay? I call forth the soul gifts and soul training. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now. Without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. Good job, you. I love it. Okay, so yeah, we have a calling. All right, let's read the last one and then I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling about all this. But you got the love. Is that Florence and the Machine song? Florence and the Machines? Florence and the Machines? Why does that sound so weird, so wrong? You got the love. Okay. The Hadarians, okay, so this is like out there woo-woo, like we come from aliens or something. Hadarian, I don't know. I don't know all of the things that people now come up with. But Hadarians, supposedly, it doesn't matter. It's an energy, okay? The Hadarians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love, who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. I wonder why we got this card. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body, to learn to love self first, and then establish healthy relationships with others, to remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It is common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and familiar at a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive, or perhaps there's a certain volatility, that's the word, volatility to it, and you're always unsure where you stand. This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. Starseed Soul Inquiry. Do you lose yourself in relationships? Question mark. If so, how? Question mark. How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? Woo, you guys, this reading today. So here's the scoop. Okay, we're putting way too much energy into either a relationship, jobs, situations in life where we are kind of losing ourselves in the process. There might be a person on your mind or a situation on your mind, career, like a boss, something where we're just kind of like stuck in this energy. Or it just might be like you work in a busy environment where it's just like people. And it's just like you can't breathe. You can't, it's just like when you get home, it's like the stink of the day. It's like you can feel all these like people on you, all their energy, gross. And this is a really important time to set those boundaries and to be like, this is not my life's purpose. Okay, like, if it is a job like that, to really examine this job, like, am I where I'm supposed to be? Like, why do I feel completely depleted? Is, my boss loyal to me as much as I am to them? Is the business, is loyal, vice versa? For others in relationships, it's like, are we obsessed about somebody? Are we like so focused on an outcome, on a situation, on clarity, on closure, on, is this the one? Is he ever going to propose? Like there's a million different scenarios. So take it as it resonates for you. But these are the questions that we're asking right now because we are taking on this energy like champions, but not in a good way. We're winning the battle. Losing the war, I don't know. Anyway, we're taking on this energy, and the thing is, it's depleting us from our life purpose. It's depleting us from all of these gifts, all of this that we're called to, and we have quite a purpose here. And Spirit just really wants to acknowledge, like, you're an incredibly loving person. You're an incredibly loving person. If you came upon this video, you have the world's biggest heart. Love yourself. Give yourself a hug right now. Felt good. You have such a big heart. That is why my windows are open and people just saw that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That is why it's so hard for us to, like, you might be the person in the relationship that's like, well, I know why they are this way, so I'm just going to make excuses and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person because, well, they mean well, and their mother was really mean to them, and like they had this, uncle that, like just constantly making excuses for people rather than giving ourselves that compassion and that love. Or we might be overgivers, like, oh, let me just like do all these gifts. Let me just make all these things. Let me just, whatever. Or at the job, if we're like, sure, like I'll work the extra shift. Yeah, like I'll do the double. Yeah, I'll take the worst of the work. Like I know nobody else is gonna want to do the lunch shift, so I'll do the lunch shift, and you guys do this, and yeah, like I don't need to make any money. Like you guys make, like I'll figure it out. Like it's fine. There might be like those situations in your life. And believe me, guys, I've been there like 1.5 million times. And in some ways I'm relearning this. So, the point is, okay, when we are that big-hearted, it is really easy to become codependent. It's really easy to not be able to examine how we work and not be able to, we just make it about everybody else. And Spirit is saying it is absolutely your time for self-love first. To put all that energy you put into others. Like, I want you for like a month not to do anything for anybody. What? Like, seriously though. I want you to like not just do anything. Push over the old lady if she wants help across the street. She had it coming, Grandma. Within reason, but seriously, like, you have to take care of yourselves. Okay, you have to take care of yourselves. And this is a time to recognize those patterns because they're codependent patterns. We are codependent for a reason. Like, let me fix you. Like, look up attachment styles. Oh my God. There's a few really great, I think of Create the Love is one on Instagram. He does a lot of stuff on attachment styles, or he has people that are experts in attachment styles. I think there are books on attachment styles, but basically codependency is like not getting enough attention in your childhood in some way, and needing to like give for the attention of others, or I don't even remember. But there's lots of really good stuff out there, and this is the time to examine that because we are called like such a higher purpose. There's so many gifts that we've been given, and Spirit's like, we're done wasting our time. I'm not like wasting our time, but we're done like in the energy of others. Like, it's time for us to give in a bigger way. Okay, we're just giving to people in our lives, hoping for little measly breadcrumbs, and it's like time to give of ourselves to the world by loving ourselves first, because then we can put ourselves out there in huge ways and heal even more people. Okay, we have a bigger divine calling here. Interesting. I like this reading. Let's just see what else comes out. Spirit, what else do we want to talk about here? What else do we want to talk about? Where are my fireflies? I haven't used these guys in a while. Reminds me of Roger Rabbit when he loads a gun and like all the bullets are sleeping. Random. That's a cute movie, by the way. That one still holds up. That's from the 90s. Spirit, I'm focused. I'm here. This top one. Mm-hmm. This one. I'm just going to get one more. Okay, so we've got authenticity, okay, which does not surprise me. Authenticity, there's something here about ending a cycle of inauthenticity, ending a cycle of not showing up for ourselves, for loving other people first. Authenticity, who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. Okay, with this 10 here, that's the end of a cycle. 1 + 0 = 1. All about stepping into our own sense of power, own individual, I cannot talk, own individuality, and loving ourselves first. Okay, this is about number 1. Okay, there's nothing selfish about self-love. There's nothing selfish about boundaries. If anything, it's the most loving thing you can do to others, Because when you set boundaries, you're able to love yourself. You are able to fill up your own power pack. You're able to feel whole and complete. So when you go back to those people you set boundaries with, you have something to give, you have something to offer. But you have it like in a healthy way. But authenticity, we are learning to truly be ourselves. And when we're in a codependent, detached, I cannot talk, you guys. What the H? There might be some throat chakra stuff happening. Or I just have problems with words. When we are in codependent relationships, we completely lose our sense of selves, okay? Because we're so focused on the other person, and we're only okay and whole and complete in another person's presence. So this authenticity is kind of learning to be who we are and being okay who we are, and to not fit ourselves into a box. When we're codependent, it's also like, I'll be whoever you want as long as you love me and you don't go anywhere, you know? So it's really about like kind of like learning who you are and letting your freak flag fly and just being like, this is me, take it or leave it. Then we have true love come to me. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. I feel like this is, with this 8 here, for this reading, I feel like this is about our personal authority, our sovereignty over our lives, believing in true love, believing that we are deserving of the best love, that we're not taking the measly little scraps anymore. And I feel like we're no longer manifesting people, situations, jobs in our lives that don't feel good, that aren't reciprocal, where there's no reciprocity. Instead, we are manifesting real, true love, love of ourselves, love of others, but like something that's real. And in our authenticity, in our own power, we can absolutely manifest that. I've said this a million times. We manifest who we are, not what we want. And we are elevating, we are growing, we are spiritually evolving into someone that can actually manifest their true love. So true love come to me. It feels like a prayer, but it feels like a very powerful manifestation. I want to use the word sorcery, but I'm not talking about like spells. I'm just talking about like the universe aligning, like the stars aligning for us, like kind of like destiny, like us being blessed by the angels for all the hard work we put in. Then we have best possible decision. Okay, there's a 9 here, so there's some kind of ending. Artemis, goddess of the bow, help me see what must be known. So to me, this is kind of like the moon card, or like the 2 of swords card. It's very blue, throat chakra energy definitely coming out. My shirt, I chose this winter today. There's like a lack of clarity about a situation in our lives, something we need to decide, kind of like not knowing which way to turn. And I feel like by stepping into our authenticity, by like manifesting this, I feel like we're going to so know what is right, because we're going to be in a different energy. When we are in a healed energy, it's very easy to be like, this is in alignment with me. This is not in alignment with me. And being able to like make a positive, clear, best possible decision, because we can't stomach being out of alignment another minute longer. And that comes from spiritual evolution, that comes from growth. So if you're feeling any of those growing pains of spiritual evolution or evolving, or anything like that, which we often do, trust that it's all for a reason, and trust that it's to manifest this beautiful love, and to also give us a lot of clarity about what is the best possible decision for us. And finally, we've got victory. Okay, we've got another 8 here. This is all, we're stepping into a massive power within ourselves, which is really freaking cool. I feel the power. I feel like this, it's like Sarah Connor at the end of Terminator when the little kid's like, there's a storm coming, and she's like, I know. And it's just like, swirling clouds in the background. She's driving off, but she's in her personal power. Like, she's not afraid of the swirling cloud. She's not afraid of what's to come. It's like, she's just resolute like a fucking mountain. Oh, God, I love those movies. Anyway, victory. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. Okay, so I feel like this is just spirit saying, like, good things are coming. Like, it's it's a victory. Like what you want, it will be victorious. You will get the golden cup. But that we have to let go of those old patterns of attachment. We just have to, because there's so much purpose here and so much love and victory. Okay, like, yeah, like let's get on board with that. On the bottom, we have inspiration. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. So like where we just might be feeling like kind of dead inside, this is also another 10 here. 10, 10. Again, you guys, there's so much about our personal power and individuality, about us choosing the best choices for ourselves, stepping into our power, like just kind of living a divine life, making our life a moving prayer, and really showing, like, what does that mean? It sounds like airy-fairy. It sounds like something other people get to do, something Buddha did, you know. But making our life a living prayer is just being aware in every, you know, in our day. It's just kind of moving through the day mindfully. It's like bringing intention into everything that we do. One of my new mantras is, I lost it already. I do everything with intention, power, and purpose. If you say that over and over yourself in the bathroom, or like write it, I mean like in the mirror, when you're taking a shit, you can write out affirmations. I do everything with intention, power, and purpose. You know, no matter what you're doing in your day, like you feel more resolved to not make shitty decisions. You feel a sense of power. I do everything with intention, power, and purpose. Like it's just very solid and strong, and own it. Like, please make that your mantra. You're welcome. But yeah, to be inspired, like if you're feeling a little bit dead inside, okay, ask spirit, like, or your God, angels, Jesus, like whoever that is for you, to help guide you and to give you that spark and that inspiration. Like, please give me that spark to like move in the right direction. Because sometimes when we're so just kind of lambasted by life and all that's been going on, it can be really easy to just, when we feel that hopeless, it's like a toilet bowl. It's like watching Breaking Bad. It's like an episode you can't escape. We know the ending. So we just kind of want to snap out of that energy before it's, you know, I don't want to say it like before it's too late, but we want to snap out of that energy, because the further down the toilet bowl we go, the harder it is. Life is just harder. And who wants life to be hard? I think we've all gone through enough and deserve life to be a little bit easier. So let's see what else Spirit has here. What do you want next, guys? Ooh, Alcatraz. I'm intrigued. So these Alcatraz cards are like playing cards, but they have a rule from the prison, Alcatraz prison, on each card. Spirit, for my fireflies. Okay. The only articles permitted on the cell floor are shoes, slippers, trash, baskets, drawing boards, and musical instruments. The only articles permitted on the cell floor. What a weird rule. Okay. The only articles permitted on the cell floor are shoes, slippers, trash baskets, drawing boards, and musical instruments. Surprisingly, I feel like there's a lot of self-care here. Like, that's what I'm getting. It's like shoes, slippers, like a trash basket, drawing boards, music. Like, it's to me, it sounds like the perfect day. So I'm getting a sense of self-care, like spending some time creatively, spending some time like in yummy jammies, spending some time cleaning your place, clearing out the clutter of all the crap around you, of your, you know, mental space, of your physical space, getting rid of stuff that no longer feels good, creating, drawing, writing music, listening to music, just kind of spending like a day in your room and like not doing anything, like just kind of like, I don't know, be 16 again, where you didn't have any homework and I don't know, I made a lot of mixtapes. But spend the day just kind of like doing nothing. Like you're a teenager, you know, like one of those teenagers that lay in bed till like 11 in the morning, and just kind of like love on yourself and just kind of like do whatever you would wanted to do like way back in the day. Allow yourself that. You're not in a prison. That's what these cards kind of represent to me. It's like you are permitted to do this, and it's like you're not in a fucking prison. So like we get to do all these things. So like do these things and enjoy these things. You get to do even more than those things. You're expected to bathe in a reasonable length of time. What is reasonable? I feel a few different things here. One, salt baths might be great for you if your body feels wrecked, if you need alone time, but you live in a household full of crazy. Lock yourself in the bathroom, take a salt bath if you've got a bath. And I think that we had earlier in the Starseed cards about showers, like releasing the energy of the day or something. So I feel like baths are going to be really, really good for you empaths to just release and to calm and to heal. Salt baths, you can put like baking soda, you can put rosemary, like different essential oils in your baths. You can even put crystals in your baths. Just make sure that they're water soluble or whatever, or water, they don't dissolve in water. Yeah, anything you can do to be around water, I feel like is a big deal. And I'm being drawn to this 8 again, which is again that number of like personal authority and empowerment and also success and abundance. See, like the 8 on its side is the infinity symbol, which is like an infinite abundant number. On the bottom, we've got a few months before your parole eligibility date, you may file an application for a parole hearing. A few months before your parole eligibility date, you may file an application for a parole hearing. Okay, guys, what's this one? I feel like this is asking for help. I feel like this is, if you've got tough stuff coming up, if you have big decisions to make, if you know that life is changing at a really rapid pace, if you know that things need to shift big and quickly, it's okay to like call upon your lawyers upstairs to be like, hey, I need some help with this. Like I need, like, show me the way, show me how to like do this, show me so I can get out of this fucking prison. So for me, this is all about asking for spiritual guidance, help, praying, meditating. Hey, guides, angels, loved ones, Jesus, Mother Mary, Buddha, all illumined third heaven beings, like whatever that is for you, to ask. Because oftentimes we think that we're asking just because we're good people, or like, of course they know I want help with this. And no, like we have to pray. We have to ask for them to be able to intercede on our behalf. Okie doke. So this is such an interesting reading tonight. I'm digging it. What do I want next? Oh, you know what? Got my mermaids. We haven't done mermaids in a really long time, so I'm gonna have to read these too, but hopefully you're all digging it. Spirit for my fireflies. She's literally in a goddamn mermaid in a bath. You're a magical freaking mermaid. Take your baths. Be in your water. You've got 2 watery things. Well, they're mermaids. There's going to be water. Sorry. Okay. And then on the bottom, we've got the magic of Coil and Druith. Interesting. Okay. So, sanctuary, privacy, and violate personal space, respect boundaries and taboos. We've got boundaries again, you guys. Interesting. Okay. I'm just going to read this. 28. I'm not going to read all this because these are friggin' long, but Okay, so there's like long mermaid story. True freedom within a relationship happens when each person's boundaries are respected, when each person supports times for solitude and recognizes the freedom that comes with trust. So for some of you, you could actually be in a relationship right now, and we don't know how to exist in that relationship without like throwing ourselves into the relationship, without losing ourselves in the relationship. If you're a mother, I know how absolutely hard that is to like be your own person and be independent. And, you know, even to like think about being in a relationship with somebody else, it's like, oh God, like then I'd have two people to worry about, you know, like it's a lot. But it has come time now for your partner to support your space, your privacy, your time alone, and your need for this time to be however you choose it to be. It is time for no one to invade or pry out of fear their exclusive rights to you are being diminished or betrayed. It is time for your relationship to step up a level into greatness, where the independence of each, the part of you that belongs to you alone, is nurtured, respected, applauded, and loved, but ultimately left to you to determine. Will you ask for this? Will you take this when it is given to you? And will you declare these boundaries to be sacred? In many cultures, men and women, individuals and genders have sacred space that is theirs alone, and it is a great taboo for others to enter into that space. This is your time, and may this taboo, the sacred space you set, be held in awe and reverence by all who claim to love you, that by doing so, they will show that they do indeed love the entirety, the multitudes of you, and support and uphold your freedom to be your own self. You guys, if you're not in a relationship already, I feel like there is love coming in for you, and this is like the big moment for you to decide who you're going to be this time. Are you going to be the codependent? Are you going to be someone that can actually ask for what they need? Are you going to be able to set boundaries? Are you going to be able to say, I'm sorry, I can't today. I want to go hiking in the mountains alone. Hey, I'm going to take a weekend off to be alone. Hey, I'm going to watch this TV show alone. There's really something about speaking the need for our space, you know, allowing someone to hold space for us when we need them to, but also being our own person and never forgetting that, especially when you have such purpose. It's like you're going to need that energy. You're going to need that time with spirit, like meditating, doing whatever you need to do so that you can step into that purpose. You can step into the life that was meant for you. Because it's really easy to be like, I guess we'll just stay home and snuggle all the time, and I will never feel entirely fulfilled because I'm making this person my priority. So I feel like it's an opportunity, and that's why there's so much here about individuality and our personal power and personal authority. Really interesting. Then we've got the Selkie and her skin. Interesting. No idea what this is about. Reclaiming your authenticity. Literally the authenticity card came out. Like you've got like the exact same cards in different. Let's see what this one says. All right. To receive this card is to receive a message from the most wise and kind of mermaids that you who are now reading this must return to the form in which you are free, reclaiming your authenticity. Because the tale of the Selkie is that of a creature who has been captured, who has had their deep wildness tamed, who has in some ways fallen into an amnesiac state simply in order to deal with the loss. It seems that if you remember all that has been taken from you, your heart could break and your will could die. The Selkies is the story for all of us who have forgotten our strength, our freedom, our right to choose again and again our delight in life. Ooh, that feels like heavy. Being tamed. If anybody hasn't read Glennon Doyle's book Untamed, like read it. So good. I'm actually going to read all of this because it feels important. The Selkie story speaks very deeply of the divine feminine and the innate need for women to be free in choosing who to be with, to be free even in raising their children, to have sisters to dance with and to worship beneath the moon. It speaks of the crime of seeking to possess and to capture anything that is free, and of keeping us from the element of water, from our womb's sanctity, from our emotional watery selves, to keep us on land rather than in the flow. It is true that this love of the feminine brings bounty and balance, fortune and favor to men as well as women. We are all robbed if she is stolen from. Likewise, we are all liberated when she is sovereign and made sacred. What am I getting? I'm getting a lot here. What I'm getting is a very strong, like I can feel it, like a feeling of trapped. It's like when they, capture the mermaid in the nets, or they, some magical creature and they like rip its horns off, or they, there's something about in our relationships, we allow people, and I'm not just talking about love relationships, and relationships in general. This can be family, this can be work. But in our relationships, there are people that want to tame us. There's a lot of, narcissistic energy out there. And sometimes people don't always mean it, but it's like, we have to absolutely wildly fight for our wildness, for our freedom. We can't just dim our light for those. We can't allow ourselves to be captured. The more we shine, the more we glow, the more we have to offer people in regard, like even to the people around us who want so much of us. If anybody's trying to trap you, if anybody's trying to make you feel like, if you're in a long-term, like if you're in some kind of relationship that doesn't feel good, or in a marriage, or in, I'm trying to think like where this energy would play out. I mean, it could be like a million different ways, but where we almost are like in zombie mode, where we're so concerned about other people, or we've been like, it reminds me of the TV show Made. If anybody's seen that, it's heavy, but also really good. And there's a moment where she has to go back to an abusive husband, spoiler alert, because she hasn't been able to get away. It just like didn't work out. I can't remember. But she's in the couch, and she's like literally in the couch, but she's laying on the couch and she just like can't move. She can't do anything. Like she's just kind of given up, because she's like, I cannot believe I'm back in this situation. My kid's back in this situation. And she feels completely trapped, and it just feels underwater. It feels like there's no hope, because there's no feeling. There's like just numbness, and she's been trapped. And when we feel trapped, like we just want to sink into the couch and just, end it all. And rather than be that way, it's like we can't allow ourselves to ever get to a point where we're trapped. So Spirit's just saying like, hey, there are blessings coming. I feel like if there's a relationship coming for you, or if you're in a relationship, it's really time to demand in our life, in our workplaces, that we get to be our wild selves, that we do not have to fall into like company culture, or work a million hours so that we have no energy for ourselves. There should be a work-life balance. And if there's not, that's not the job for you. So there's something really like reclaiming your authenticity, reclaiming your power. Oh, what a strong message. Oh, there's that show on HBO. I can't remember it. My friend Stacy would remember the name of it. It's such a good show. It's really dark. It's based on a book. It has Lin-Manuel in it. And it's like about this little kid. But long story short, they trap a witch, and they take out her like powers. And oh my God, like I could just cry just thinking about it, because like it just feels like it was such a hard scene to watch. It was just like, it makes me want to vomit. We cannot allow people to take our magical powers, you guys. Okay, so take it how it resonates for you. This is like a really hard card for me. I don't know why, but there's no like, whatever you feel trapped in, it's time to get the fuck out. Okay, like that is how heartbreaking that feels to me. All right, changing scenes, changing cards. We have the magic of the Coelen Druith. Caution, secrecy, wary. Let's see what this is about. so it's just a big, long story. I'm just going to read this part. Okay, sorry, bear with me. It is time for you to create a symbol of who you are in your heart. It may be that you wish to dye your hair or transform your appearance in some way. You may wish to lose weight or to shape your body via healthful exercise, using weights and swimming. It may be that you have adopted a more conservative appearance of late to suit better your age, your job, and what your conditioning may be telling you is suitable. But the Murrow and her Coelen Druith, the Murrow are like merfolk, tell you that it is up to you to determine your appearance and your wellness, your body and your style. It is also time to consider the dolphins, as Murrows are strongly aligned with the dolphins, including fungi, the famous dolphin of Dingle Bay. I've gotten this card before, Dingle Bay. Like, oh my God, I wish I had a cat to name Dingle Bay. It is also time to choose more strictly who you will interact with. The Murrows wish for you to signal to others who you are through your clothing or your jewelry, so that you may find your soul family more easily. Symbols of which appearance and clothing are one can do this for you. Interesting. So again, like it's like a card of authenticity. But the story here, I actually want to read this story too. I hope y'all are sticking with me here. It's a lot of reading tonight. It is well known amongst those who have loved or lived amongst the sea maids that Ireland's unique mermaids are the Murrows. Not so many know we have a magical object that allows us to move between the land and the sea. This is the Coelen Druith, a red cloak and a red cap. Some Murrow seekers whisper these are no cloak and cap at all. The cloak was the long scarlet waterfall of our red hair, the red cap our scarlet braid bundled up on our head. Whatever the true origin, our red cloak and red cap are part of our legend. This wearing of the cap and cloak allows the Murrow to shift seamlessly from sea to land creature, so keeping their Coelen Druith safe is paramount for our ability to return to the sea. Murrows in human form never leave the ocean for long. They sing to the waves, and those of us who have been stolen often cry at the shore, wondering why they feel they are never home, trapped by the loss of the Coelen Druith and their memory of... Doesn't matter. If a Murrow chooses to wed a human for love, she will sometimes cut her long red hair and dye it and secret her... If her man breaks her heart or betrays her by taking her cloak and cap, she will find him and she will return to the depths to heal and allow her salty tears to merge with the sea. Sometimes greedy men cut them... Okay. It's about protecting ourselves as well. Okay, because again, like there are energy suckers, soul suckers, people that want to keep us in a box. And you're being called to not be in a box. You're being called to joyously, wildly, outside the box, live your authentic self, to be your authentic self. And it's really important that whatever new relationships come up, jobs, family, like whatever, that we are truly being our authentic selves and we are not letting anybody tell us who to be. You know, like say you're a singer or something and you get more opportunities to be on stage, or now you're Ariana Grande or whatever. It's like Ariana Grande has to wear that fucking ponytail every goddamn day of her life. Like, does she have a choice in that? I don't know. Maybe she loves it. Maybe she's like, I really want a bob, you know, but someone has made that choice for her. Like, and it's a really bad example, but in our lives, it's like, it's really important to be careful of people that want to change our image, that want to change who we are, that want us to fit inside their box. It's like we have to be completely authentic. And to do that, like if maybe you've wanted to get a tattoo or get your hair cut or colored or piercings, or, you know, maybe you've got a bunch of woo-woo friends who like all wear corsets and vampire shit, and you're like, I really like crappy stuff, you know, shop at the Gap, you know, let their jaws drop, like who cares? But it's really just about being your authentic self. But it's also a card of caution, like, hey, when these new relationships, these opportunities, new love in your life comes in, do not let anybody tell you who you are. Like, you have to, I'm almost getting like, it's not like a warning, it's like, I guess it's like a warning. Like, I wish it wasn't the word warning. I don't like the word warning here, but it's like a little whisper, like Spirit saying like, hey, don't lose yourself here. Like, you will help others by being your authentic self, by wearing exactly what you want to wear, by showing up how you love to be in the world. Because by other people being reflected in that, like they're going to be like, wow, they get to wear with it. Why? How come I don't get to do that? And they're going to begin to question those things. So we can either be the voice or the echo. You know, who do you want to be? But I feel like you're going to be given a lot of opportunities here to, like, there's so much, it's really fascinating reading. There's so much opportunity here, and it's almost like spirit is preparing you. That's the word, preparing. I don't want to say like caution. They're preparing you for what's to come. And it's a beautiful preparation, because I feel like we're being gifts right now here in this reading to be like, hey, here's what's going to happen. Okay, you're going to be given so many different opportunities, and we want you to be your authentic self, and we want you to know this ahead of time so that there aren't any surprises, and so that you can go in feeling bold and confident with your seashell clip-ons and your feather boa and like whatever the hell you want to wear, or be, or live, or, you know, to not let anybody be like, oh, I've got this business meeting. Can you like please take that chicken off your head? And you're like, not Henry. I'm always with Henry. You know, like, I don't know. So yeah, it's just a really strong call to, you know, releasing, detaching, like all of this energy that's pulling at you, you know, telling you to be one way, and instead just being like, like, y'all can be like me, okay? Like, y'all can like deal with my greatness, because this boa is fabulous, okay? Really interesting energy. Fuck anybody that's boring, you guys. You're just being called to more. You're going to be in the eye, in the public eye. All right, so I don't know why I just said that, but I did. So take that how it resonates. I think that's it, really. I don't want to do too much. Let's get a song just in case it resonates in some way. I like getting the songs. The songs are fun. Spirit, I need like messages, song-wise, here tonight. Oh, and 1 second what came out. God bless the broken road, Rascal Flatts. God bless the broken road, led me straight to you. So I feel like this potential new love coming in, these new opportunities, I feel like there's going to be a lot of gratitude about like, hey, I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot, and God bless that broken road, because it's gotten me to be who I am, which is like beautiful, vibrant, spiritually evolved, up-leveled, glowed up, creative, dynamic, powerful, with intention and purpose, sense of self that can show up, you know, letting your freak flag fly and just being like, I'm going to love the hell out of this person, and they're going to love me, because I'm going to be like my authentic self. And because you're going to be elevating, or because you're going to be vibrating at that energy of just complete and utter love of self first, they're going to show up that way too, at least, you know, close to it, just because you're going to be, that's what you're going to be calling in. That's what you're going to be manifesting. But I feel like there's going to be so much gratitude for all that you've been through, because you're going to be able to look back and be like, ugh, like during all that lack of clarity, I get it now. I get it. Like it was all done for me, not to me, to get me to this place. And then we got This Time by Bryan Adams. This time, do not remember lyrics. This time, I'm gonna make her mine. So I kind of feel like this is a song about doing it right this time. Yeah, which totally makes sense to me, actually, now that I think about it. You know, looking back in the past, I mean, like, what are the habits? What, you know, who was I in the past? Who am I going to be this time? This time, I'm going to get it right. This time, I mean, in the song, it's like, this time, I'm not going to let her slip away or whatever. I'm going to, you know. But I feel like it's about showing up in our lives. Like, we're being given another opportunity. And this time, you guys, like, it's almost like Spirit giving you the homework, you know, before the exam. It's like the exam's coming. It's like right up ahead. And, you know, here's the preparation for it. So study hard, do the homework, and you're going to knock this out of the park. Okay? But they don't want you to lose yourself M&M. Okay. And then I dropped this card. Okay. Well, I'll read it. I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. Okay. The unexpected. Blue moon. Once in a blue moon, man. So I feel like something's coming out of the woodwork here. And Spirit just really wants you to be prepared for it when it comes. Is there any other last little nugget? Y'all, you need to like watch a throat chakra video, okay? I don't. Maybe I'm just tired, but I don't think so. Ooh. Okay. It's the same goddamn card. You guys, something's coming out of the woodwork for you. Something's coming out of the woodwork. Something unexpected, once in a blue moon. True love, come to me. Something that is unexpected. Something we weren't expecting. Okay. Enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. And I feel like for some of us, we might like control. We might like everything to fit inside the box. Thank you very much. And I feel like something is going to come out of the woodwork that is so... It's really easy to get caught up and carried away in. So that is why it is so important for us to know ourselves fully, deeply, intimately, inside and out, so that we show up like grounded and able to like enjoy this new experience and able to show up in a healthy way so that it doesn't become toxic, so that we don't make the same mistakes that we did in the past. All right, little woodchuck chuckers. All right, you guys, I think that's the reading tonight. What an interesting reading. I really like this reading tonight. I hope it resonated for you. You guys, if you like this video, please like it, please share and subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers. I think it's almost been a year. Maybe it has been a year, but gosh, it just means so much to me that our little community is growing, and I'm just so honored, and thank you so much for being here. And now let's go watch some fucking Stranger Things. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goodbye.